Spice and power, your Hajar is here. Endure what's coming your way? Let's see what happened in our story. Our story happened in 1972. And where did it happen? It happened in Kuwait. There was a man called Abu Jamal who lived with his family, his wife, two daughters, and a son. They lived in an old house with an old window, and the lighting was very dim, barely a single lamp in each room. The rooms were built around a central courtyard, and in the middle there was a large tree called the cedar tree, which was very well known and infamous for how terrifying it was, as it was believed that jinn, Satan, always inhabited it. Abu Jamal lived there peacefully with his family until one day his wife came out of her room and went to the kitchen. To reach the kitchen, she had to pass through the courtyard. Even if she just wanted to go to the bathroom, she had to pass through the courtyard. She went to the kitchen to make tea for Abu Jamal, and it was 10 p.m. After making the tea, she was carrying the tray, and while passing by the cedar tree, she heard strange sounds, children's voices, and the tree was shaking, though there was no wind. Then she heard someone calling her, Jamal, Jamal. She dropped the tray from her hands and ran to her husband, screaming. She told him, Come quickly, I heard something by the cedar tree. He rushed with her, but when they arrived, he heard nothing and saw that the tree wasn't moving. He told Jamal, You must be tired of imagining things. No need for the tea tray. Take rest. But Jamal was sure and kept saying, I'm sure someone was calling me from the tree. After that, Jamal refused to go outside after 7 p.m., and Abu Jamal became annoyed. He started thinking, I need to find a solution to get rid of this tree that my wife is afraid of, so she can go back to being like she was. He said, I have to get rid of this cedar tree. One day, he brought 2 packets of gasoline and burned the cedar tree. When his wife saw what he did, she said, Why did you do that? How could you do such a thing? He told her, It's cold anyway, and now you can relax. The tree is gone. But she was very scared because she thought she heard someone burning inside the tree, and she was terrified. After the tree burned completely, he turned to her and said, Now you'll never be afraid again. Go out into the courtyard whenever you want and be happy. Days passed and everything seemed normal. One day, Jamal went to the bathroom and turned on the bathroom light, but it kept flickering and going out. She thought the light must be broken. So she went and brought a candle. As soon as she entered the bathroom and looked in the mirror, she saw a woman behind her. Her face was burned, terrifying, and her clothes were scorched. As soon as she saw her, the woman said, Why did you burn us? Why did you kill my son? You killed my child. Jamal screamed and fainted on the floor. Abu Jamal heard her, rushed to her, and found her on the ground, her clothes catching fire from the candle. He quickly put out the flames and took her to the hospital. When she regained consciousness without any injuries, he asked her, What's wrong with you? What happened? Why were you screaming like that in the bathroom? Jamal told him everything that happened. He said, It's your fault. You burned the ones who lived in the cedar tree. But Abu Jamal didn't believe her and said, Let's go home. You are scaring us every day with these stories. A few days later, they heard their youngest daughter screaming from her room. Everyone rushed to her and found her sitting on her bed, terrified, pointing to the corner of the room, saying, There is a woman standing there. She looks scary. Her face is burned, and she says she'll take revenge on us. You burned me and my children. I must burn you and destroy you like you destroyed my family. Jamal jumped up and said to Abu Jamal, You are taking us to a new house now. Even if it's rented, you caused all of this for our family. I won't wait until we all get hurt because of you. We must leave this house right now. He replied, Okay, whatever you say. He took his family and rented a new house, forgetting the old one. They lived happily in the new house and said, We'll start a new life. That's what they thought. But after a few days, they woke up to the screams of the two daughters standing at the door of their brother Jamal's room. He was 16 years old. The room was on fire, smoke coming from every side. He couldn't open the door from inside, and they couldn't open it from outside. They quickly called the neighbors and people from the street to help break down the door and try to save Jamal. They tried, but no one could because the fire was too intense until Jamal burned and died. When the firefighters came, they found him dead. When the mother saw what happened, she lost her mind from the shock of her only son's death and was admitted to a mental hospital. She completely lost her sanity. The father, from the guilt of what happened to his son and wife, no longer cared about his appearance, his clothes, himself, or anything around him. He even neglected his daughters until their uncle took them to live with him. The father stayed alone in the old house, mumbling, hallucinating, and he too went mad. Even the children in the neighborhood, when they saw him, would say, "There is the madman, there is Abu Jamal, the madman." The house became known as the house of the jinn, or the house of the Satan, by everyone living in the area. He remained in that state, with people taking pity on him, sending him food and drink. Then one day the house caught fire while he was inside, and again, when the firefighters arrived, they found him burned in the house. Just like he burned the cedar tree, he too burned. Of course, stories like this are hard to believe, but when we hear them, we remember why our elders always told us when you pour hot water in the bathroom or outside or near tree where jinn might live, always say, "In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful," so you don't harm the jinn or their children. Or when you walk in a dark place, say it too, so you don't step on any of their young ones. And who knows, maybe you'll turn around now and find one of them behind you. It could be your Kareen. Do you know what Kareen means? Or someone else from them. I'm just kidding. If you like the story, let me know so I can continue. This story is retold from Faris Ashur's tale titled The Revenge of the Jinn in Kuwait.